What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we got a bit of a different one. It's more of just like a what if style kind of video. Shout out to the channel Minimal Cards. This is where I got the idea from. I actually just recently watched a video where he did this pretty similarly, and I was like, you know what, that's actually a good idea. That would just be like a fun, easy thing to talk about. So basically it's just gonna be like, if I was given $5,000 to buy whatever I want in the Pokemon realm. It was actually really fun making this list. I'm sure there's so much other stuff I could have added on, but this is just like what came to mind for me. So let's put the counter right there, and we'll just take off from it every time I add on an item. So the first item we have is the first edition Koga's Ditto in a PSA 10, which is, I'm using price charting for this. This might not be like super accurate, but I know it's pretty good on there. That one is $377. And the reason for that card is, I'm sure I've said this in videos, very huge Ditto fan. Ditto's my absolute favorite Pokemon. I mean, look at my background on my computer. It speaks for itself why that's on there. And that Ditto, in my opinion, is one of the coolest artworks that they've done for him, and it's also the second oldest card of him, so I thought it would be a cool one. It honestly is like a grail for me to get at some point, but that is number 1 on my list. Number 2 is the Mew from Radiant Collection in a PSA 9. That one is $189. The only reason I didn't do a 10 is because the 10's like somewhere around 1,000 or over 1,000, and with a $5,000 budget, that would already be a fifth of the money right there. And I'm totally just as fine with 9s as well. Like in the back there, you can't see them super well, but I got the graded cards up against my ETB boxes, and I have the Pikachu Van Gogh one in a 9 because it's just like over double the price in a 10. So any of those kinds I'm always totally fine with in a 9, especially if they're still like over $150. Like they still have very good value to them. And yeah, reason for that card, I just love the artwork on it. I mean, come on, it's one of the best Mews in my opinion, so definitely deserves a spot on my list. Third, I've got the Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates in a PSA 9 as well. That one's also insanely expensive in a 10, and I just wanted to be able to like spread out as much as I could. That one in a 9 is still $368, so still a heavy hitter in a 9, and just another one of the best artworks ever for Mew. I think that card is just gonna insanely keep going up and up and up. I would really like to have one as soon as possible because, like I said, it's bound to just keep going up and up forever. It's such a beautiful card, one of the best cards done in the Scarlet and Violet era, and that is my third choice. The next card is the Gengar Prime card from Triumphant, I believe, in a PSA 9. That one is $317 as well. Another example. Anytime you hear me say PSA 9, it just means that the 10 is super expensive. When I say super, I mean like at least 800 plus. Gengar, Mew, and Ditto, 3 of my most favorite Pokemon, like probably 3 out of my top 5, and that is one of my favorite cards of Gengar ever. I also am a huge fan of the Prime cards. I would love to have a spot in my PC binder eventually of every single Prime card made. I absolutely love that series, so yeah, that's the next card for me on this list. The next card on my list is the Pikachu Secret Rare from Rising Rivals in a PSA 9, which is at $218, and I'm also a huge fan of Pikachu. I feel like everyone kind of is, but I just love the artwork of this one. It's like a more modern, cartoonish version of the OG chunky Pikachu, and I think it's so sick. I've been like on the lookout for a decently nice binder copy to put into my Pikachu collection, which I'm actually gonna show off the PC relatively soon. But yeah, that's another one on my list. Such a cool card in my opinion. Next on the list, we got Red's Pikachu in a PSA 10, which is $204. This one is gonna annoy me for a while because only 2 months ago at this point I almost got it was $120 then, and now it's already at $200, and I know I'm gonna regret that every time I see it, and I know I'm gonna have it in the future, so I know I'm be like, damn, I really should have bought that sooner once I finally buy it. Another situation where I just absolutely love the artwork the Japanese, that sometimes they have the sickest promos. I wish that was a card in English. It is honestly one of my favorite looking cards ever. I just absolutely love the artwork on that, so that is absolutely going onto the collection. Next on the list, we got the poncho wearing Pikachu in a PSA 10, one of the half art ponchos. I absolutely love this card. Lucario and Slowpoke line is another few of my favorite Pokemon, and the fact that 2 out of 3 of them in this are wearing those as ponchos, this card is just perfect for me. I would absolutely love to have this at some point, and that is why it's in my collection. Next, we got the Pretend Grunt Pikachu in a PSA 10. That is the most expensive item on my list. It is $620. That card is also just so cool to me. I love Pikachu and all of the different skins from throughout the games. It's such a cool card to me. There's, like, you can't go wrong with it. And I'm okay with this one being in a 10 because this card is just, I mean, over time, it's just going to keep going up and up, obviously. It's one of the other half art poncho cards, and those are like the gold mine right now. And even though the half arts aren't as exciting as the full art ones, these I think are still a great piece to have. And when I'm doing a lesser amount where, like, if I were to get a 10 of a poncho, that's like the entire budget right there. So I think the half arts for this budget is perfect, and that would absolutely go into my collection. The next card is the Mew 151 promo from the Mew UPC, the one where he's floating through the town. That in a PSA 10, which is $289. Another one of my absolute favorite Mew artworks. I don't know, dude, the pink on it with him is just like it. Also the town, like the card just goes so well together. I obviously already have that card from when I opened the UPC, but I wanted it a 10 to display in my backdrop because that is just such a beautiful card. The next one is the Slowking from the Southern Islands set in a PSA 9. This one is 152. When it jumps to 10, it's like 1,200 or something crazy around there. It jumps like $1,000 because these Southern Island cards were so hard to grade in a 10. Just love the artwork on it. I love when there's cameo cards, and especially it being an older one and the really cool holo foil pattern that they did on these cards. It's just a beauty to me and is absolutely going on the list. The next item is the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames in a PSA 10, which is $320. This is another one of my absolute favorite artworks from the Scarlet and Violet era. I just think it's such a cool looking card. There's nothing else to it. It's just really cool card. Ninetales isn't even like, I'm not even like huge on Ninetales. I pulled this at one point, and as soon as I actually saw it in person, I just fell in love with the card. So that's on my list as well. The next one is going to be the Celebi V all art from Fusion Strike in a 10. And that one is $251. You guys are gonna, obviously you're seeing a pattern here, but it's just like all of my favorites and some of my favorite card arts of them. This is just a beautiful card in my opinion. I mean, I feel like everyone likes this card, and Celebi's just such a cool character to me, so this absolutely had to go onto the list. The next one is the tag team card Blastoise and Piplup in a PSA 9, and that one is $195. This was another one that I love that artwork so much. The vibrant background on this card, I fell in love with this card because of that, and they look so cool on there. It's such a good tag team card. There's so many tag team cards that I could have put on here, but I kind of ran out of my spending money, so this was one of my like absolute top ones and absolutely deserved a spot on this list. The next one is the Mewtwo and Mew tag team card as well in a PSA 9, and that one is $158. Another just amazing looking card to me. I love the way this card looks. And obviously, big fan of Mew. Not so much Mewtwo. I mean, Mewtwo's cool. It's just like, he's not one of my favorites. But I think on this card, they just look so cool together. And having Mew and Mewtwo together on a card is just iconic. I mean, absolutely deserve to be on this list. Okay, and then finally we got my couple sealed items I chose. If I had money to spend, as you guys see, it would mostly absolutely go to cards, but there's some sealed items I would absolutely get. The first one would be the Miu UPC. Since I've already opened one, I would want one to keep sealed and displayed on the shelf just because I know it's gonna obviously keep going up in price. It's a great investment option, and it's just like, you know, Miu's on it, and it's fully focused around Miu, which is one of my favorites, so I think it would look amazing just as a display piece itself. And that is $359, which is wild because when I opened it up 2 months ago, I bought it for like $220. It's already gone up like 35 to 40%. It's insane. That's definitely one of the sealed items I would pick up. The final item is actually 3 items, but they kind of go together as a set. It is the Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon VMAX Ultra Premium Collection boxes. These are just, I love the artworks on these cards. I think they're amazing products. I would absolutely buy them to rip them open. You almost get the value back that these box costs from the promo cards, especially if they grade well. Like, they're just absolutely worth opening to me. I am 100% when funds are better, these will be open in the future. I can guarantee you that. The Jolteon one is 180, the Flareon one is 177, and the Vaporeon is 211. And as you can see, that ends our $5,000. So yeah, that's what I would spend it on. I'm curious to know, you don't have to obviously do an entire list, but let me know down in the comments what you guys would do if you had that amount to just go crazy with. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was just like a fun talking episode. I just thought it'd be cool in case people were curious, like what I would buy just for the sake of like, these are what I want. Mostly, it's not mostly investment items. It was more like, this is what I want on my shelf and to be able to say that I owned. If you guys like this style of video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel and want to watch more content, especially if you like openings, I do a lot of openings on this channel. That's actually like my main focus of this channel, but I also sprinkle in now some of these like random other videos as well. Subscribe if you want to see that kind of content as well, and thanks for watching, guys. See you for the next episode. Take care.